back to another edition of Great White North Corvette. Today we're going to be installing the LeMans exhaust.
So before we go and install the exhaust, we're going to get a reading first using the decibel meter. So we're going to see exactly how loud the car is before and after we install the LeMans Edition exhaust. We do have Fab Speed cats on there right now, so it's going to be a little louder than stock right off the bat, but either way we'll get a good before and after.
Come on, let's go check it out. Okay, here it is, the LeMans Edition exhaust. It's the street edition, not the track edition.
So it comes with all the clamps, all the pipes. They all have the mounting hooks on them to go into the soft mounting points.
And then they give you these to black out the silver at the back.
All right on there, the silver pieces you can see kind of through the valance area there.
Screening.
And this is the new valance, all fiberglass, matched to like the carbon flash that comes on the C8. The 4 tips, just like the Z06. We did an install video of one of these before on a friend's car. Glenn, you might have seen that video, but now we're finally putting it on the Great White North Corvette.
But on Glenn's car, this was attached all as one. So hopefully it will still sound as good as Glenn's.
Yeah, they have made some changes and updates to the exhaust over the past like 2 years. A lot of little things have changed, but it's all quality stuff, made in USA. So let's go out and see how the stock exhaust sounds first, and then we'll install this and see how it sounds after.
The exhaust readings will be done on track mode. Ready to rock.
Ready to go.
Yeah.
Ready to put that beautiful exhaust system in?
Yeah, it looks looking nice and shiny, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I mean, look at the quality of this stuff. Look at the welds. These guys know what they're doing. It's just good quality stuff.
Yeah.
And that's what you're paying for. And you're gonna enjoy it. So what we're gonna do is take your trunk liner out first. You
Okay.
can access the airbox. Take all this out. You wanna squirt the exhaust studs. So it's a 4-year-old car. I wanna make sure we're not having problems getting the nuts off. Then we'll jack it up. Take the liner, fender liner stud. Take the right rear tire off in case we have to access the one stud. Hopefully we won't. And then we'll go ahead and take the bumper off.
All right, sounds
Kind of
great.
do a little different than some guys, but I want this all out of the way and to soak the studs first.
That way we have no problems with
Yep.
them later.
And we can start on these. These are T15s.
T15s?
Yep. Almost all the little torque screws are T15s we're taking out today.
Just pulling out these screws here.
There you go.
They're both off now.
They're both off.
And then we got to take these off.
Sorry.
Yep. So there's one here. There's one down at the bottom here. You got to take those off. There's 2 there and 2 on this side as well.
Just grab the carpet, give her a pull. Now, put it back, and then down here is a couple little push pins we'll take out with our trunk tool.
Okay. As you can see, there's a pin here, and Glenn's working on a pin over here.
It's
2
just
push pins. There it is.
Alrighty, now we gotta take this cover off. So if you want to change out your air cleaner, or you want to put in a performance air cleaner, you gotta take this out anyway. Get you access to everything. Once this panel's out, you'll see your air cleaner assembly. It's actually enclosed. We're not gonna open it up, you don't need to. I'm just gonna grab a cup for a little
Screws? Nothing better than a good old Tim Hortons in the morning. A lot of screws, eh, Glenn?
There is. A little bit of disassembly, but kind of fun doing it. Yeah, your system's slightly different than one I put in 21. he's upgraded a lot of his products. I had the first generation system. The one you got actually is really slick because your exhaust tips will be straight out where mine are angled. Some guys like the angled tips, some guys like the straight tips, but I see you bought the system for the straight tip, they call it, design.
Yeah, I think these can be adjusted as well, whatever angle you want.
You actually buy that diffuser for the set instead of using that system he's giving you. If you want that really,
It would fit right in there.
yeah, it does fit in there with the system you bought. There's your airbox. Some guys take this out. We're not going to take it out. We should be able to get it out without it, because I've done it before. Then you're disturbing all these clips and stuff, but we'll get it out. So what I want to do is I want to spray your exhaust bolts there and there, up and there. And the idea
Some
is
exhaust bolts in there. You want to
Yeah, I
get
wanna
some
even
lubricant
spray.
on them. Got a little WD-40 there. Put on those bolts.
you got 3 on this side. You already got a little bit of rusty on them. Now we'll jack her up.
I've had lots of views on the side skirt video.
Have you?
Yeah.
Look underneath the car. That hole right there,
Yeah.
that's actually where you put a jacking puck. You want to permanently mount your frame. That's your jacking point on this car. And then on these cars, a lot of guys when they first got them, you see there's different cutouts along here. And the idea is you want to use that point right there.
As far back as you can.
Yeah, we're gonna lift it here. It's not gonna hurt the car because I want to support everything back in here. But that's your actual lifting point for a mechanic, where it goes on a 4-post lift.
Okay.
If they move it too far in here, this thing could teeter backwards.
Yeah, we don't want that to happen.
It won't. We're not lifting the car. We're making all 4 wheels out. It's not a problem. It's on ready for lift. So you gotta make sure you get in the right spot. Yeah, there you go. You're on.
Perfect. Glenn, did I tell you I put those carbon ceramic brakes on?
No, I remember you talking about getting them.
Yeah.
Makes a world of difference, though.
Yeah, the
You're not getting the dust.
no brake dust. Very little. The stock pads, they would just throw off the brake dust.
And you heavy piece. Okay. Get your block up in here. We want to break back. There you go. There you go. One side's up. There you go. Okay. Got your back wheels off to access your fender liners.
Okay.
You got to peel the fender liner halfway back. So take your factory flaps off. You got a 7mm here.
This is taking the back flaps off. So it's just the one screw, Glenn, there?
Yeah, just the one screw. And you got to just pull on them. There she goes.
Oh yeah, they just pull out, eh?
That's it. You can grab the top of that in a sec.
Yeah.
All right, just grab the top. If you feel like you're gonna break something, you won't. Just give it a good heave. That's it.
Just like that.
Yep. I've left it on, and some guys take it off. We're gonna take it off anyway. It makes it easier. So we're gonna take this center piece
Plastic
off,
piece off.
and then we'll take this piece off.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 and a bunch, 8 and a bunch of push pins. Once you get this big ugly muffler out of the way, and it weighs a freaking ton, putting the new system in is really simple because it's all modular components. But this is just one big one-piece system. I think when you do transmission service, that has to come down.
That other plate.
Yep. All right, one more, and then a couple push pins. And then this is down. We'll get another coffee cup for us. There's some push pins in there we'll have to take down.
Puller tool.
Yep, it's great to have it.
that just falls down.
That's it. There's one of your little clips. Put those back in. They go up in there. Okay, so now we're going to take out the inner fender liners next, so we can access the side bolts.
Okay.
So you don't have to take all these out. We're just going to take all these from this all the way over. Take all these Torx and push pins out, and we can pull this liner back so we can access. There's 2 nuts and a stud, 10mm stud there. This is easy. The one on the other side is a pain in the ass because you're cooler.
Yep.
Everything's T15s for some reason, which makes it easy. I would say some people take the entire liner out. There's no need to. Maybe 3 years ago I put mine in.
Wow.
Time flies.
Time flies. Yeah, it does.
Okay, that's a push pin. Come on, get in there, you little guy. There she goes. There you go. Because this is actually the bolt you had for your mud flap.
So there's 2 more.
It's a total of 3, but this actually holds the mud flap in as well. The car's pretty clean for almost 4-year-old car underneath, isn't she?
Yeah.
You know, that gives you.
I don't really take it out in the rain
There you
much.
go. So this panel can be removed. There's 2 screws here. We're going to pull it off as a single piece for now. We'll just leave it
Okay.
on. It gives some structural integrity to this bumper. All right, so that takes care of that. Like this. Oops, sorry. And what we're looking for, there's the 10mm stud and nut. And then there's a little bolt there, a little bolt there. That's it to hold the side fender on both sides. See, this side's easy. There's no intercooler here. You can get up in there.
Right, you got a lot more room. Thanks, Tim Hortons, for the handy cups.
Okay, so this will be your driver's side wheel.
It's always a good idea to mark where your bolts.
Yeah, I
gonna
mean, they're
go
pretty
in.
well all the same, but I like to put them exactly back where they came from. I mean, this is your belly pan.
Did you want to mark this one here, Glenn?
That's all the hatch bolts, yeah.
Yeah, just put that in.
Yeah, that's for inside your,
Makes it easy.
that's your air box cover.
So Glenn's going to use a bungee cord to pull this back so it's out of our way.
So we just grab this, tuck her back like that. Which right there. That's good enough.
So it gives us the room to get in there. Access the rest of the bolts.
All right.
Which sides are those, Glenn?
7mm bolts at the front, and then you're gonna have the 10mm up top. There, you wanna just hold that? out
Yeah,
of the way
you
for a
bet.
sec? One. Sure make them long enough. Okay, that's that one. Now I gotta switch over to 10mm. That was bumper off in less than 10 minutes the way we're going.
You're going to use an extension to get this one.
Yeah, it just makes it easier for me. There she comes. There we go.
So now we are over on the other side here, taking the bottom screws off.
This back end's been off once before, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think to put the wing on, yes.
Yeah. Roll out. Just gotta take that push. Oh, one more there and the push pin. Okay, we got a push pin up top. It is right there. There she comes. So now see, there's your intercooler, right?
Yeah, see, that's in the way.
Yeah. So there's the bolt right there, and you can't get your hand up in there. So you have to get it there with a swivel socket and just take your time. But that's the little guy there, give you some grief. Because it is the pain in the ass bolt. There she comes. Putting it back in's fun too. Once you get a couple threads on it, you're fine. Alrighty. And once those two are out, take all the top bolts out. Off she comes.
Just like that.
Like that. One down. One more to go. There she goes. All right. Let's take your little bolts. Drop in your bucket. Driver's side wheel. There you go. So all you gotta do now is take all these Torx out across the top.
Yep.
And then we go to pull the bumper on this because your stud is facing this way. You can't just pull it straight back. You gotta grab the bottom, give it a little bit of a tilt, pull on it, and she'll come apart because the stud's facing straight. So if you try and pull it straight back, it won't come all the way off. So
Okay.
all these come off. There's three harnesses we got to unplug inside.
Okay.
Once the three harnesses are unplugged, we can just lift the bumper right off the car. There. He's not very tight, are they?
No?
That's probably because it says, when'd you have it off last 3 years ago?
Yeah. When I first bought the car.
Let me loosen up. Oh, it wouldn't hurt to go back in the car after a couple hundred miles and just double check all these. You can get one more coffee cup to the hatch.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with the old exhaust. I keep it for now, I guess. So someday I think this exhaust will be too loud for me.
Well, then what you do is you put the MPP conversion in.
Yeah,
You've already bought 3/4 of it,
that's true.
so just buy the MPP.
And I don't think you have to take a lot
No.
out. It's easy to replace it
That's right.
with the new
That's right,
MPP.
You just take out the X pipe, take out the baffle, and or that comes off. Take the X pipe out, and then you can reassemble it all. It's pretty straightforward. I couldn't give my muffler away. I ended up throwing it out.
Did you really?
Nobody wants it. Well, look at Carlisle. I mean, you see there stacked.
Oh, I know. There were
Hundreds of them.
hundreds of them.
They're good for scrap metal.
I'll keep it just for a backup.
You see how heavy it is.
Yeah, big difference in weight.
So people forget about this one, and the same on the other side, and they try and pull the bumper and they wonder why it doesn't go. This one has to come out as well.
So don't be fooled. There's an extra bolt there on each side.
Yeah.
Are they all the same length bolts?
Yeah, pretty well. So I said they're pretty. You can interchange them, but I just have a habit of putting everything back where I took it in.
No, that's a good habit.
Okay, one more on that side, and then we can unclip this little beast. Before I pull the bumper, I want to wash my hands, make sure I got nothing on my hands, so I'm touching your paint. There she is. Okay, so those are your rear bumper bolts. Wash my hands up, we'll pull your bumper off.
So we're just going to slide the tires together here to put the rear bumper on.
Okay.
Now we got a good area to lay down the back bumper.
Grab it right about here, and then we'll just pull it. Yeah, same as we did with the other. Exactly, up and back. And the three clips for that, undo. Okay, ready? So easy that is.
Yep. And then
Now,
there's
the three clips. You gotta do those. You gotta push these little red tabs back. You have to get a little screwdriver on them. You see these little red clips? You just gotta push those back and separate them. Putting this back on, we're gonna zip tie that harness in place.
okay.
If it falls down below, the bumper won't go back on properly. They'll come apart sometimes. You gotta fight with them.
I wonder if that's still clipped in there,
No, she's on the way back, see? Yeah, they're in there. She doesn't want to cooperate, does she?
So these clips are giving us a little bit of a problem here. So expect a little extra time to get these off.
Yeah.
They must have Loctite them.
Yeah, I don't know what they did.
Gorilla glue.
They should just pull apart. Not rocket science. They're not coming apart. All right.
You pull the red things out or you push them in?
No, you pull them out. You push them in to lock them. Man, you're in there.
So what did you do to get that one off, Glenn?
And I literally just pushed on it. And little red.
Pushed and then pulled?
Yeah, I don't know. They're just being a prick. I don't know why. They are. They should just pop out. Well, we got one out. I mean, there's not much to them. This is being a real pain in the ass. There she comes.
Perfect.
I've never seen clips so hard to get out of those things. That's ridiculous.
They were tricky, eh?
It is what it is. So the next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna take a 13 mil. We're gonna drop the exhaust from here and here and let it come down. We should be able to go straight at the bolts with a 30-inch extension. Should. If we can't get in, we go through the fender well for the lower one. These are the factory mounts. You're gonna reuse these on that exhaust system.
So you do the same thing on the other side?
Yeah, they want you just to lower it down. It will drop on its own a little bit because you have to get in there and release the harnesses on your valves. Because you got an MPP, so you're gonna have 4 valves. If it's not MPP, you have 2. You got the MPPs there, and you got the AFMs up in here. That's your AFMs. So we have to release the harness, and those simulators we talked about,
Yep.
they get plugged in. And what they're gonna do is they're gonna trick the computer thinking you actually have valves still in the car. That way you're not getting any codes. Gotta give Chevy credit. They built one hell of a car. Taking those down.
See them there, you gotta unplug these on both sides.
Out. There she comes.
So you see these 2 clips, there's one on
There.
each side, they have to come off.
Yeah, it's just dirt and shit sticking on the. You look on the outside, you get all kinds of dirt on this thing, and it's sticking in the plastic clip.
It's making it a little more difficult since the car is 3 years old.
There she goes.
Now that's an extension.
Yeah. Without going through the fender well. That's the idea. Now, what I gotta do is look underneath here. There, she's on there now. Like that. Now I should.
Got the socket on?
Yep, I'm gonna hold this in place. You wanna
Okay.
go ahead and undo it.
Yep. A little more torque.
Okay, then there we go. This is why, oh, top nut's moving.
Okay, so we need to put something on the back?
Yeah, on the inside, hang on. I get a wrench in there.
Okay.
Good thing I sprayed them. They're all rusted to shit.
I'm gonna put something on the back while I turn this.
Oh, you have high flow cats, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't have exhaust studs anymore. They put a nut and bolt assembly in here. They're supposed to be, and the stock cats, they have studs.
Okay.
That's why I'm seeing what I'm seeing here. It's not a big deal. It's just we put it back together, we're gonna have to hold the nut. Okay, that's it.
So there's the other bolt. I'm trying to get out and take the nut off, I guess. There's 3 of them on this side. 3 on this side and 2 on the other side. And so instead of having studs on these converters, they put bolts on them because they're high flow cats. So it makes it a lot trickier to get these off. So hopefully we can take this piece off here and then access the back of the bolts.
Yeah. Okay. I was hoping to avoid this. Gotta go with the flow, man.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah. Something was changed up, they didn't expect it. say, if you just had the regular, you just pull them out. There it is. Yep, so I can get at that from here. I'm just gonna have to put a socket on this side.
So do you think we'll have to take the airbox out?
No.
So a 15 mil on the back of those, or is it, Glenn?
They're using 13.
13 mil?
Yeah, it's off.
Yeah.
Okay, go to the other side. So a little update. Unfortunately, around no snag. On a standard Corvette, there's studs off the catalytic converters. Andrew's had high flow converters put in, no problem. But they put a nut and bolt assembly, so we couldn't get at the back of the bolt heads. Then we found out they're using 11/16 bolts with a metric nut head attached. So we got 13, 14, and 15 millimeter nuts attached to those bolts. We got a hodgepodge of bolts. We'll fix that up before we put it back together. So that slowed us down a good half an hour. So anyways, we're ready to pull the bumper out. So let's just grab her. She's gonna come down, she's heavy. Pull her back.
You all right?
Oh yeah, got my finger. No big deal.
So there it is. The old MPP exhaust. Yeah.
Let's grab this big cow and move her.
All right.
You gotta watch this metal here, it's really sharp.
Okay.
Let's put her out back here.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Gotta take these rubbers off.
Hold that sucker up right there. There you go.
There we go. Got one off.
There you go. Gotta reuse those. Put your little gasket back up in here.
Putting the gaskets back on.
Now we gotta put your little muffler up in here. She's gonna go like this. See, without having studs, you're gonna be pushing on these bolts, and some are gonna go bring it back out again.
You want me to go on the other side?
Here, I'll try and get them on. There you go. Okay.
So as you can see, we put the two bolts on this side. We haven't tightened them up yet. Just gonna wait to do its fine tuning to make sure they're lined up properly. And put them on this one as well. There's 3 on this side, on the right hand side, and 2 on the left.
13 mil. You take this whole system out.
We're gonna install these pieces here.
Now there should be another bolt I'm gonna take out. So the beauty of these brackets, the way you designed them, they're gonna go right in exactly. Stock mounting holes. Here and here.
Oh, that's handy.
Yep. And these 2 bolts go up in here. We gotta get the old bolts for that. Like so. So, just put that in loose for now.
We'll go to the other side.
I actually like the bracket system better than what I had. It's a much nicer setup.
Take those 2 bolts out. 13 millimeter.
Alright. They certainly did their homework on this kit. Leave that loose for now.
One side on.
Yeah, we're just gonna mock them in first
Sure.
before we put all the rest of it together. one side. There she goes. Alrighty.
They can be adjusted, keep them a little loose
Right.
for fine tuning it.
That's that. Right.
Slip those back on.
Alright.
Did you do the other side too, Glenn?
That one's already in. We'll just
Oh,
slide
okay.
it. We'll slide it in loose for now. We gotta get these band clamps on next. And I want to make sure I get this elbow where I want it. Okay, that's that one.
The other side here.
Now, gotta move this bell over. Get the clamp on.
So we stuck the block underneath here to help support it.
Move these clamps facing down. I'm leaving these ones loose so we can adjust your tips
Adjust it.
after.
Yeah.
All right, that's good enough for now. Now we gotta get this side to line up. Yep, got a lot of little adjustments to do here.
Yeah, fine tuning these clamps.
Yep, there she goes. Okay. Now that's loose. Let's come back and have a look at your exhaust. So the first thing we do is tighten all these brackets up.
Okay.
That's the next thing. Once you tighten the brackets up,
And then we tighten the
then
exhaust?
we'll measure down and adjust everything accordingly.
Okay. So we're just gonna tighten up everything here now. And then fine tune the position of the exhaust. Using a torque wrench just to torque these nuts up. What torque are you going to, Glenn?
I'm gonna put about 25 on them. We don't
Okay.
have to be all that tight. There you go. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely impressed with the quality of these systems. Okay.
Get that all tightened up. So now we're just fine tuning it and then tightening the clamps.
We're gonna leave them half-ass snug till we get the final adjustment on her. These two pieces right inside the clamps, they have to be perfectly flush and match each other.
Okay.
It's hard to see, but they can't be one ahead of the other. See how it is? They're perfectly matched there. If one was sticking out, it means the pipes aren't properly closed. You have a leak. Now you're perfectly good. Same with that one, that side, they're lined up. So we're just gonna snug these down a little more, tighten that last bracket and get your bumper going.
So you can actually see if they're lined up properly under there, eh, Glenn?
Yeah, you will. The edge of the two parts of the joiners, like two edges, the
Yeah.
flanges, they gotta be perfectly aligned on the outer edges. And you can tell with a flashlight if you look at them. If one lip's hanging below the other one, they're not aligned properly. Exhaust will leak.
Assembling the back together here.
So now we're gonna go cut your back end up.
Yeah, good times.
That won't take long. Just gonna snug all these pieces down. Put the Sims in next. I prefer to put the Sims where you can access them in case they ever fail on you.
Right, so they're easy to get at.
That's right. So what I did in mine is I brought the parts from below up top and put the Sims up here. You get away from the exhaust and the heat. If you ever have one fail and you gotta replace it, you just gotta pull the panel out.
So here's the Sims from Paragon Performance. There's 4 of them. So they go on the clips.
There, she's in. They're definitely in. Here she goes.
Yeah, she just slid in there.
Yeah, like that. Oh. Yeah, that one's in.
So just zip tying them out of the way, Glenn?
Yep, that's it. Just let them sit. This one I'm gonna bring up top.
Yeah. Okay, it's up top here.
Yep, and we're just gonna tie them right here. If you ever need to get at them.
They're easy to get to.
They're all accessible now.
Perfect. Just putting this back cover on here. Put the rug back in. There you go. There's 4 screws in. I'll do this side. Putting the push pins back in. Okay, we gotta cut the back part out here. Put the new piece in. So now these bolts here have to come out. Take the screen out before we cut.
We'll take this out and we'll cut the actual bumper. And we'll put the screen back in with a couple of loose bolts so I can mark and cut the screen. Kind of a 2-stage process here. Okay. Alrighty. Now we get to cut this.
Cut that piece out.
And all you have to do is mark it. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut it. Cut it right there.
The color matched up nice, eh?
Yeah,
The
nice.
paint.
Perfect paint match. Let's just lay this down wherever it won't be scratched.
Getting it all prepped to cut.
On that side.
Not the scary part.
All right. Same on this one. Sure don't want to cut it?
No, you're doing a fine job.
There you go. What's yours?
Ooh, souvenir.
Souvenir.
So this goes right over top of that?
Yep, that's exactly. Now you have your center exhaust. Now, what I gotta do is I gotta get that lined up. Now I'm gonna come off the crease. It's got the bolts in. I wanna mark off the center. Center. You see your crease? Almost 3/4 to the outside. Yep. Pretty dead on there.
The other side, put a hole. Make sure the holes line up with the bolts here.
Look at that. That's how she's gonna
That's
look.
like a glove.
Yep, now we gotta drill up in here too. So we have to mark up in there.
Put those holes in.
Yeah. This is for this balance. Put that back on.
the holes.
Yeah, this is for the top. This one holds your balance in place when you're done. Pull this back out. Now we gotta drill 2 holes into here.
Yeah.
And you don't want to go into that.
You go all the way through is what you're saying.
Yeah. No,
You have to be careful when you're drilling the holes. You go all the way through
yeah.
to the other side.
That's done. Put the screen in with a couple bolts, mark them, cut the screen, and then the whole back end is done. That fits like a glove.
Look at that, clips right in. Got the screen mesh.
Yeah, just already cut it. Just put a couple of these in. Okay. Okay, you gotta do your tape again. You gotta mark these. You hold the screen up like this. And you mark it like this.
Gives you an idea where you're gonna cut.
And then you'll cut it. Then you'll cut a 1/2 inch inside the line.
Okay.
There. All right. Take those back out. So we're cutting 1/2 inch to the inside. So this is where your trim, right?
It's gonna stick, yeah.
And then you want to come in just enough so this is on the inside so you don't see a gap.
Right.
So basically gonna cut right on that line.
Gives you a little bit of overhang to
That's
cover.
right. Yeah. If you look at it, you're not gonna see my cut. It's gonna be just enough on the inside.
So now we're just reinstalling the screen.
You notice you don't see it here, and you don't see it there.
Yeah.
I'll cut the other one, and we gotta drill these rivets out. Put the elbow in the end pieces. We should have this back end on the car.
So now we have both of the screens in. Just tightening things up. So we gotta drill out these rivets so the other ones will fit in.
Unless he's changed from the last time I had them, you have to pick them all out. Yeah, you do. See?
Yeah.
That one goes underneath. And they go down through the original holes.
So you drill the 4 bolts out. So you drill the 4 holes out. So Clint's just oversizing these holes so the other screws fit in from LeMans. So there's 4 holes you gotta oversize on each side. And just line them up.
There you go.
So after you tighten up all those bolts, you come over to this other side and do the same thing.
Okay. Now I gotta get a rubber mallet, tap them on. Alright, now look underneath.
She's on there snug, eh?
Oh, she's snug alright.
What do you got, 4 bolts for there?
Yeah. Just getting it in there. Not a lot of space. Alright. There you go. That one's in. Ah.
They even say LeMans on the sides.
Yeah, I see that.
Okay, you want to clean off the back here. Some alcohol and a wipe. Before putting the black on. These black overlay stickers go on the silver so you can't see the silver through the back. See, the blacks are covered the silver part up now on the backs so they don't shine through.
Plug the 3 harnesses in, we'll zip tie them, because they fall down behind that little bumper insert.
Yeah.
Bumper will go on straight.
You found that out on your last experience.
Yeah.
So that's what it looks like when it's on there. We straightened it out, but we might have to fine tune it once the bumper goes back on.
Yeah.
So Glenn's gonna fasten them up so they're sitting up high, that way the bumper slips on nice.
Yeah, you just want to bring them up. Okay. We're gonna tilt it onto the car. That post is gonna go in that hole.
What Glenn's talking about is this post here.
Yeah, you can't put it, you gotta
It
just.
doesn't go straight on.
So just grab it down below on both sides. So we can get some of these going. Now you're just gonna fit good. Mine didn't fit that well in my car. It didn't. I don't know how many times I could put it on and off. It just never was never tight. Remember Callaway's at the show?
Yeah.
The gap they had in theirs.
Yeah, that orange car.
Yeah. Some fit tight and some don't. And there's no adjustment on them, so I don't understand why. Yeah, yours fits really good. You're lucky Sam. Well, yours does fit good.
Now we're gonna put the bolts in all along this railing.
Did they put it in wrong?
So what torque are we putting on these wheels, Glenn?
140.
140?
Okay, so Andrew's in his 21 C8. 20, sorry. Just finished up his center exhaust. Gonna fire it up. Out she goes.
No codes.
Yeah, well, he's got the high flow cats. Now with the LeMans Street Edition, the high flow's really enhanced the volume. You put a track edition there, it should be,
Really loud.
yeah, it should be really loud. Anyway, she's all done for you.
Well, thanks a lot, Glenn.
Took a little longer than expected. But
Thanks, Brian.
you're welcome.
For using your shop. He did an excellent job. Thanks very much.
Alrighty.
So there you have it. There's the LeMans exhaust on the car. It's a totally different look. More like the Z06.
So here we are back at the house. The exhaust is pretty much fully installed now. We have to do a little bit of fine tuning, but we can now use the decibel meter and we can see how much louder it is now with the LeMans edition on. So what do you think of it now that it's installed though?
I think it's a little bit louder for sure.
Do you like how it looks? I think it looks way better.
It looks awesome. Turned out very nice. LeMans exhaust, thumbs up.
I've always thought two things I kind of messed up on with the C8 were the stock rims and the exhaust tips. Always looked a bit weird just having the two rectangular ones on the edge. Like this looks a million times better. Does the car justice for sure. The balance looks really good, like the piece that goes around.
Yeah, fit nice in there, eh?
I don't know, what do you guys think in the comments? Is the center exhaust definitely way better? I think so. This is how it should have came from the factory.
Yeah, stock from the factory.
Those square tips that come on the stock, they're just so ugly, in my opinion. The nice round tips, that's way better. You see LeMans edition there on the side. So we'll do a start up now, cold start, and I'm gonna put some earplugs in so I don't go deaf, and we're gonna use this and see how much louder it is. I'll throw up on the screen what it was before, what it peaked at. I think it was I can't remember exactly, it was like 105 or 110. I'll throw it up now, so we're gonna see how much louder it is now.
Okay, we're gonna fire it up, see what we get for some results.
Well, that's definitely louder now. Well, I think it's definitely louder.
Is that?
Before, I think it was topping out at like 100 and maybe 10 or something like that, and now it's going max on the meter. It won't even read how high it's going. It was 134, and then you did it the last time and it went 135, so it's probably not too much higher than this, but yeah, it's definitely a lot louder. So we're driving in the C8 with the new exhaust, seeing how it sounds. Wrong fellow. Sounds pretty good. It's definitely, you can tell it's louder in the cabin. He had the window down and it was not sure if you can really tell in the video, but it's decently louder in here now. You can definitely hear it. You have to speak up a bit. What do you think though? Do you like the sound? The tone is really good.
Yeah, it's got a nice tone to it. It's not a resonating tone where it gives you a headache.
Bit more burbles, bit more pops, definitely on the downshifts. Not sure if you'll be able to hear it here, maybe. It's not too bad in here actually when you're onto it heavy. It's not too loud. It's deafening out the back, but it's not too bad in here. Something that probably won't come across in the video is it has a lot more bass now.
Yeah.
It's got a lot more in the low end, like
Low tone.
you can feel the rumble more, like in your chest. So we just got back from taking the car for a little drive. Sounds pretty good. Sounds good from behind it. I was following in another vehicle, so I kind of got to hear what it sounded like driving in front of me. Definitely sounds good. What do
Yeah.
you think?
I love the sound of it. It's got more burbles and it's got a lower tone to it.
It's definitely got a lot more bass. Even driving behind you, I could, when you started it, or when you were driving away, when I was in the vehicle, there was a lot more of the low, like I could feel
like
it.
a low bass sound.
Yeah. And it's definitely got a different sound now on the decel. When it's decelerating, it's got a totally different tone now. I think it sounds a lot better. So this is the LeMans Edition exhaust paired with the Fab Speed high flow cats, and this setup might be a tad on the loud side, but it's not like a straight pipe loud, because we've definitely heard much louder exhausts that sound a little more untamed. This is a nice sound.
Good shout out to LeMans exhaust. They've improved it. Me and Glenn noticed a bunch of differences from when they first come out. So they made a few improvements on it, so that was nice to see. They're always improving on their exhaust. It sounds great.
How long did it take?
Well, it took a lot longer than we thought because there wasn't studs on the cats, they're bolts on the high flow cats, so we had to spend a little bit extra time putting them together or take them apart.
So that was nothing to do with the LeMans, that was the Fab Speed cats.
Yeah, having the Fab Speed cats, it took a little longer time because they're just not studs that come out, they're a bolt that you have to put on, so it was a little trickier to get in there.
So how much is the exhaust, the LeMans Edition? And this is the street version.
And this is the street version. It was approximately $5,000 for the upgrade.
And is the street more or less?
Street is a little bit more,
Okay.
I think.
We think. So
We
yeah,
think
we're not
it's a little bit
100%. So you can see it looks really good. I don't know if you can see in the lighting the LeMans Edition under there. You can see it pretty well. And then you got LeMans Edition on the sides. of the outside pipes. That looks good. It's matched really well to the car. The carbon flash like blends right in. No problems there. The grate that comes with it, it's the hexagonal design, like the exact same as the that's already on the car, so that also blends right in. Came with everything you needed, right? Like all the hardware, comes with pretty much everything, the gaskets, everything that you need.
Yeah, everything was there.
So pretty much plug and play as much as it can be for an exhaust. Yeah. So do you remember how much the Fab Speed cats were?
Not exactly. I think approximately a couple thousand for those.
So if you wanted to get this exact setup, Fab Speed cats with the Le Mans Edition exhaust, you're looking probably around seven or 8,000. It is a lot. It's all really nice stuff. The sound is great. Made in USA, good quality.
Made in USA.
We're in Canada, but still.
Made in North America.
They're made in North America. It's good enough. Not much is made in Canada, so not as far as C8s go.
Transmissions.
Oh, there you go, transmission.
Transmissions in winter.
All right, well, that's it for the install of the Le Mans Edition exhaust on the C8 Corvette. Thanks a lot to Glenn for helping us install it. We're helping him install it. Really appreciate it. Right?
Yeah, thank you very much, Glenn. You did an awesome job.
Definitely couldn't have done it without him. Because
No.
it was, like I said, it turned into a little bit bigger job than it was supposed to be because those Fab Speed cats were a little hard to connect to the exhaust for whatever reason. Probably our own fault for some reason, but that's cars for you. So yeah, if you're interested in the Le Mans Edition for your own car, would definitely recommend. As far as center exhausts, you know, for the like a Z06 style exhaust, would you not say it's probably the nicest? It's one of the best, if not the best.
Sounds great.
It's the best one we've come across because he wanted a center style exhaust for quite a while, so we were looking around. And the Le Mans Edition one, it seems like the best option. It's great quality. It sounds good. So if you're interested, we'll throw it up there on the screen, LeMansEdition.com.
And after watching the video, it should be an easy install. Thanks for watching. See you next time on the Great White North Corvette.